Episode 2, The Protocols of Eden and the Great Silence. Welcome back to the unsealing. In our first episode, we exposed the ultimate theft of time. We revealed how the Edomite power structure broke the clock, stripped away the 364-day solar calendar, and pushed a lunar system to pull the Hebrews out of sync with the Most High's appointed times. Today, we are going back to the very beginning. We are going to look at the first 3 chapters of Genesis, the story of creation and the Garden of Eden. If you grew up in the Western church system, you were taught that Genesis is a simple story. God created the earth in 6 days, rested on the 7th, made Adam and Eve. A snake talked to them, and they were kicked out. The West treats it like folklore. But when we open the book of Jubilees, preserved in the Ethiopian canon, the fairy tale disappears, and the supreme legal framework of the universe is revealed. The Edomite scribes didn't just shorten the creation story, they deliberately removed the law from the creation story. Let's look at the evidence. In the Standard Bible, the 6 days of creation are presented as a loose sequence of events, but Jubilees chapter 2 reveals an exact, calculated mathematics to creation. The angel of the presence dictates to Moses that Elohim created exactly 22 kinds of works in those 6 days. Why exactly 22? Because the Most High is a God of order. There were 22 heads of mankind from Adam to Jacob. It is a divine bloodline symmetry that the Western texts completely erase to make creation look random instead of designed. But the greatest distortion in the Genesis creation account is what they hid about the Sabbath. The standard text tells us that God rested on the 7th day, and for centuries, the Western system has taught that the Sabbath was just a rule invented thousands of years later for Moses and the Israelites in the desert. Jubilees shatters that lie. Jubilees chapter 2 reveals that the Sabbath is not an earthly invention. It is a heavenly reality. The text states that the highest angels, the angels of the presence and the angels of sanctification, were commanded to keep the Sabbath with the Most High in heaven. The Sabbath was being kept in the spiritual realm long before it was ever given to flesh and blood. And then, a profound legal decree is made. The Most High says, "I will separate unto myself a people from among all the peoples, and these shall keep the Sabbath day. I have chosen the seed of Jacob, that they should keep Sabbath together with us." Listen to me very carefully. Jubilees explicitly states that the Creator did not sanctify all peoples and nations to keep the Sabbath. He gave it to Israel alone, allowing them to eat, drink, and keep Sabbath on earth, just as the angels do in heaven. By hiding this, the Edomites tried to universalize a covenant that was strictly exclusive to the seed of Jacob. Now, let us enter the Garden of Eden. In Genesis, we are told Eve was made from Adam's rib, but the timeline is completely missing. Jubilees chapter 3 gives us the exact protocol. Adam was created in the first week, and his wife was shown to him in the second week, but they were not immediately placed in the garden. Adam had to wait exactly 40 days in the land of his creation before he was brought into Eden. Eve had to wait exactly 80 days before she was allowed to enter. Why is this important? Because it proves that the Levitical laws of purification were established at the dawn of time. In the book of Leviticus, a woman who gives birth to a male child must wait 40 days to be purified, and for a female child, she must wait 80 days. The Western Church teaches that these laws were just burdensome rules given to Moses. But Jubilees proves they are the fundamental laws of human creation, written on the heavenly tablets from the beginning. The Edomites severed the law from Eden so they could later convince you that the law was done away with. You cannot do away with the law without doing away with creation itself. And then there is the fall. The Standard Bible makes it seem as though Adam and Eve were in the garden for a few days before they ate the fruit. It reads like they failed almost instantly. But Jubilees chapter 3 restores the timeline. Adam and Eve lived in the Garden of Eden for exactly 7 years, 1 full week of years, tilling it, keeping it, and living in absolute perfection. It wasn't until the 2nd month of the 8th year that the serpent approached the woman. And this brings us to one of the most mocked parts of the Bible, the talking snake. Western scholars and atheists laugh at this. How could a snake talk? Because they are reading a bastardized text. The Ethiopian record fills in the missing piece. Jubilees reveals that before the fall, all flesh, all beasts, cattle, birds, and everything that moves spoke with one another. They all had one lip and one tongue. The serpent wasn't the only animal that could speak. The entire animal kingdom shared a language. It was only on the day that Adam was expelled from the garden that the mouths of all the beasts and birds were closed. The great silence fell upon the earth as a direct consequence of the fall. When Adam and Eve were driven out, they were given coats of skin to cover their shame. But Jubilees records a final chilling command that resonates to this day. It is prescribed on the heavenly tablets that those who know the law must cover their shame and should not uncover themselves as the Gentiles uncover themselves. From the very gates of Eden, a distinction was made. The seed of the covenant covers itself. The Gentiles uncover themselves. Look at the modern Western world today. Look at what the Edomite culture promotes, celebrates, and normalizes, and ask yourself whose laws they are following. The truth has been hidden in plain sight, but the books are open now.